Hi, welcome to Zombie Survival 101, where we teach you how to stay alive and sane in the event of a zombie apocalypse. Today, we're going to focus on New York City, one of the most densely populated and iconic cities in the world, but also one of the most dangerous places to be when the undead ride. New York City is home to over 8 million people and hundreds of landmarks and attractions, such as the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, Times Square, and Central Park. It's also surrounded by water, with several bridges and tunnels connecting it to the mainland and other islands. This makes it both a potential fortress and a trap, depending on how you plan your escape. So, how do you survive a zombie invasion in New York City? Here are some tips. Avoid crowded areas. This may seem obvious, but it's easier said than done in a city that never sleeps. Zombies are attracted to noise and movement, so you want to stay away from places where there are lots of people, cars, or lights. That means avoiding Times Square, Broadway shows, subway stations, and tourist attractions at all costs. Instead, look for quieter and less populated areas, such as libraries, museums, churches, or parks. You may also want to avoid skyscrapers, as they can be hard to get out of if the elevators stop working or the stairs are blocked. Find a safe shelter. Once you've found a relatively calm area, you need to find a place where you can hide and rest. Ideally, you want a shelter that has strong doors and windows, multiple exits, access to water and food, and a good view of the surroundings. Some examples are schools, hospitals, police stations, or fire stations. You may also consider barricading yourself in an apartment or a hotel room, but make sure you have a backup plan in case the zombies break in. Gather supplies and weapons. You can't survive long without food, water, medicine, and other essentials. You also need something to defend yourself against the zombies. Luckily, New York City has plenty of stores and shops where you can find what you need. However, you have to be careful not to attract attention or get into conflicts with other survivors who may be looting as well. Try to go during the day, when there are fewer zombies around, and avoid places that are likely to be raided or guarded by gangs or militias. Some of the items you should look for are bottled water, canned or dried food, first aid kit, flashlight, radio, knife, baseball bat, crowbar, gun if you can find one, ammo if you have a gun. Stay informed and connected. One of the biggest challenges of surviving a zombie apocalypse is not knowing what's going on in the world or if there's any hope of rescue. That's why you need to stay informed and connected with other survivors who may have valuable information or resources. You can use a radio or a smartphone, if you have one, to listen to news broadcasts or emergency messages that may tell you where to go or what to do. You can also use social media or online forums, if the internet is still working, to communicate with other people who are in the same situation as you. You may be able to find out where there are safe zones, supply drops, or rescue teams. Plan your escape. Eventually, you'll have to leave New York City if you want to survive long term. The city is too big and too crowded to be completely cleared of zombies, and there may be other threats such as nuclear fallout, disease outbreaks, or civil unrest. You need to find a way out of the city and head for a safer location, such as a rural area or a military base. To do that, you need to plan your escape route carefully and prepare for any obstacles or dangers along the way. Some of the things you need to consider are: how will you get out of the city? Will you use a car, a boat, a bike, or walk? Which bridge or tunnel will you use? Are they open or blocked? Which direction will you go? North, south, east, or west? Where will you go? Do you have a destination in mind, or will you improvise? What will you take with you? How much can you carry? Who will you go with? Will you go alone or with a group? When will you go? Will you go during the day or at night? These are some of the questions you need to answer before you make your move. Remember that timing is everything. Don't wait too long or too soon to leave. Wait for the right moment when the zombies are less active and the roads are less crowded. That's it for today's lesson. I hope you learned something useful and enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more zombie survival tips. And remember, stay alert, stay alive, and stay human.